is your Frontier opening bell for this Monday, the 27th of May. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the show. We're live today at the Kenyatta International Conference Center in Nairobi, Kenya, where the African Development Bank annual meeting is taking place. So it's going to be reporting to you on Frontier opening bell throughout this week from Nairobi. Keep that in mind. But let's go through the market very quickly. It's going to be a very busy week on the calendar for the EFDB. Of course, some of that will come into our show for the week. But just look at the market as ended last week. Let's start with yesterday, Sunday, when the market opened in Nairobi, in Cairo, 1.23%. I'm getting Nairobi in my head. I've been here on the ground for the last couple of days. I'm getting a little bit settled in here, but in a manner of speaking. But first, Cairo, it was positive yesterday, 1.25%, strongly in the 27,000 region. The Nigerian market was down Friday by 0.37%. The BRVM was a big jump to the upside, 1.35%. The Nairobi stock market fell 0.4% on Friday, while the GSE was up by 0.25%. Let me take that down, take up the, very quickly, the East African headlines, and of course, the 2024 annual meetings of the EFDB, the governors meeting, the bank to consider its financials for last year, the new vision for over the next 10 years. All of that will be in play for this week, including the thematic knowledge sessions, which focuses on Africa transformation and the need to reform the global financial architecture. All of that we'll be having for you throughout the rest of the week. In the meantime, Aecon Kenya says it's grabbed $180 million deal during President Ruto's few days visit to the United States. Kenya Power says it wants total ban on copper exports to curb vandalism within the East Africa's biggest economy. And Uganda's Cipla Chemical says it's posted 68% profit in the first quarter because of growth, which pushed that figure to 500 and about 32 billion shillings to be more precise. That's the exact figure the company just reported. Let's move on to West Africa. What's making the big headlines? It's going to be a very big week for Nigeria. On Wednesday, Nigeria's President Bola Ahmed Tinubu will clock exactly 1 year in office. The government says it's going to be a bit of a very low-key anniversary ceremony, as it were, but we'll follow that up for you. The shares of FBNH and international breweries were up late on Friday, despite the news that FBNH reported its full year 2023 full year earnings, which shows about 95% upside to gross earnings. In the meantime, international breweries also announced the NGX held a fast behind the figures on Thursday, announcing this multi-billion naira public offer. It's the third largest brewer by market cap on the Nigerian market. Let me take it further. Unlisted, Daraju Industrials is floating a 5 billion naira commercial paper at about 26.5% implied yield. That's on the market till later this week. And Ghana is closer to $350 million fund with the IMF after the draft creditor bill has been presented to the Ghanaian authorities by the Washington-based institution. And finally, in West Africa, OPEC, a non-OPEC meeting ministerial meeting will be via a video conference, what you call a virtual meeting on June the 2nd. No physical meeting as is expected. The OPEC is expected to keep its unilateral 2.2 million barrels output cut back in place until the second half of the year. Those are your headlines right now. Let's get on to see what's up there in Southern Africa. Of course, a very big week also on the calendar for South Africa, with everyone being a little bit cautious on all financial assets, as it were, as South Africa goes to a major crunching election on Wednesday, the 29th as well. President Ramaphosa, the sitting president, is also putting his heart in the ring, as it were. So S&P Global says it's holding South Africa's rating because of the outcome of the election, which is a bit unpredictable, crime, corruption, all of that in play. But we'll see how the S&P will decide on South Africa's next rating when the elections are over. The IMF staff says they completed a mission visit to Malawi, while the higher egg prices lifting profit at Quantum company in South Africa. Also sticking within the Southern Africa space, Qatar Airways is searching for a major equity a purchase of South African, the struggling South African Airways. And finally, within the region, South Africa Development Bank is looking to auction power deals to finance about $21 billion grid that will get South Africa out of its electricity problems. Let's wrap it up in North Africa very quickly. It is Monday, the 27th of May, as it were. Let's get a few headlines up from the northern corridor, with Egypt being in the very important headline news, as it were. The GITEX. Let me go to Morocco first. GITEX is conference is there. APPO, the African Petroleum Producing Organization, says it will discuss clean energy at the GITEX conference, which will be on Wednesday, the 29th. Huawei says its cloud system goes live in Egypt, while Nigeria, Morocco's $25 billion gas pipeline investment decision will be made in 2025. That project is being delayed a little bit, but 2025 is just around the corner. And Morocco and Australia says they're emerging global powers in renewable energy, and that's according to a new report. And those are your headlines from here in Nairobi, Kenya, the destination of the week-long EFDB 2024 annual meetings. I am Boostin Omofaye. I'll see you soon tomorrow, and bye for now. Follow the rest of the show and, of course, our coverage of the EFDB annual meetings here, bringing markets, investment, everything into the conversation. Have a great day, everyone.